And add the Nashville Zoo to the list of places concerned about data centers being built nearby. Jordan James explains why.
A few feet is the only thing that separates the Nashville Zoo from a proposed data center, which has left them in opposition with their future neighbor. Developers are seeking to turn this land along Grassmere Park into a 69,000 square foot data center for an Atlanta-based company called DC Blocks. The prospect of it happening has zoo officials concerned about environmental impacts and how it could affect more than 3,000 animals in their care, along with customers.
We're the #1 attraction in Middle Tennessee. We're right next to a school, endangered animals. The data center needs to be positioned somewhere other than adjacent to the Nashville Zoo.
In a statement to WSMV4, DC Blocks acknowledged the concerns raised and vowed to reduce harm, saying in part, quote, DC Blocks looks forward to working with local officials, technical experts, community members, and the Nashville Zoo to minimize local impacts and eliminate any health risks to residents and animals, as we've always done. They also mentioned plans to follow all federal and local environmental regulations, a commitment leaving zoo officials concerned, leading to an online petition against the project that now has thousands of signatures.
We have so many people that have supported us. Council members are on our side. Clearly, the community is on our side.
If approved, this could mark at least 27 data centers in Nashville. Currently, there are 61 statewide. In light of the emergence of data centers, Metro Council is considering legislation which would restrict where data centers can be built. A proposal passed on its first reading this week. Reporting in South Nashville, Jordan James, WSMV4.